Hello and welcome to Applied Statistics using SPSS. And in this video I'll show you how to calculate normal probabilities in SPSS. So SPSS deals with data, so what we have to do is input the parameters of the distribution as data values. And the first probability we'll calculate will be that of a standard normal distribution with mean 0 and standard deviation, which is equal to the variance in this case of 1. And I will rename these variables for convenience. So let's call this mean and standard deviation. Okay, so what we do then is we select transform and compute variable. And I want to calculate a cumulative probability, so we select CDF. And then we select the correct distribution from the list below. So we want the normal, so we select normal, and clearly if you want to calculate other probabilities then you just select the correct distribution. So here is the command, and then there's a description here below. So you can see the first unknown is the quantity, second mean, and third then is the standard deviation. So first of all we will calculate the probability that the standard normal distribution, or a random variable with a standard normal distribution, is less than or equal to 0.21. So I'll put the 0.21 as our quantity. And the second is mean. Now we can get this from the data set, so we move this across. And the third is the standard deviation, which we can move across. And we have to give this probability a name and a target variable, so I'll call this just probability 1. And select OK. And then the probability appears in the data set. And what I will do is increase the number of decimal places to 4 to give a more accurate probability. Okay, so that was a standard normal. Now if we look at a non-standard normal, so let's say with mean 2 and standard deviation 2 as well. And again I will rename these for convenience, so let's say mean A for want of a better name, and standard deviation A as well. And again we select transform and compute variable. So again we will calculate a cumulative probability, so we use the same command but this time from a different distribution, so we want this to be mean A, which is 2, so let's move this across. And the standard deviation is also different, we want standard deviation A, so let's move this across as well. And I want to calculate the probability that a random variable with normal distribution with mean 2 and standard deviation 2 is less than or equal to 1. So 1 will be the quantity. And if we choose a new name, so let's call this probability 2, and then select OK. And again the output should appear in the data set. Again I will increase the number of decimal places to 4 to give a more accurate probability. Here. Okay, so I will repeat this process again. So transform compute variable. But what I aim to do this time is to calculate the probability of a random variable with normal distribution with mean 2 and standard deviation 2 being greater than 3.5. So we'll do this in 2 steps. We'll first calculate the probability that this random variable is less than or equal to 3.5, so we'll change this to 3.5. And I'll rename this probability to probability 3. But we keep mean A and standard deviation A. So we select OK. And increase the decimal places. So 0.7734 is this probability. Okay, but we want 1 minus this because we want the probability that this random variable is greater than 3.5. And we can go back into transform and compute variable, and we can use this almost like a calculator. So we can do 1 minus, and we want to do 1 minus the probability we just calculated, which was probability 3. And let's rename this to be probability 4. And then select OK. And here is our output. And again, if I increase the decimal places, so this is now the probability that a random variable with normal distribution mean to standard deviation 2 is greater than 3.5. Okay, well I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, please let me know.